Oh, yeah. I'm still here.
This is SportsCentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto on the Digital SportsCentre, presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. And yes, I am still in La Belle Provence because, well, to be frank, my flight isn't until later today, so figured I'd still do the show, okay? I got off to do the show for you today. So it's a huge one tonight, the NBA Finals. Game 5 between the Pacers and Thunder, a massive swing game in a series that's already looking it could go either way. This is the 32nd time a Finals has gone to Game 5 tied at 2, with the winner of this game going on to win 23 of the prior 31 times. On Friday night, Shai rescued OKC in Indiana, scoring 15 points in the final 5 minutes to essentially save the Thunder's season. And really, what can we say about SGA that has not already been said? Between the regular season and the playoffs, he scored over 3,000 points? What? That's insane! And with 72 more points in the finals, he'd move into the top 10 for most points in a single year. And with at least 2 games left, you gotta figure he's a good bet. FanDuel has Shai's over-under set tonight at 34.5, which seems likely given that he scored at ease this entire season. But is it enough to beat the scrappy Pacers team once again? Indiana has not lost 2 straight games since March, and is 10-0 coming off losses over that stretch. And to this point in the playoffs, they're yet to trail in a series. A loss in OKC tonight will change both of those trends. And while the Thunder remain an overwhelming favorite, it just seems foolish to count Indy out. Speaking of swing games, the Oilers had one Saturday in the Cup final and it didn't go all that well. So after that rough home loss, they are down 3-2 and heading to Florida in a really tough spot. In NHL history, teams that have gone down 3-2 have lost nearly 80% of the time. But while comebacks are rare, they are far from impossible. And interestingly, one of the teams to do it is a team that everybody loves to compare to this year's Oilers. We're talking about those 09 Penguins. The similarity started even before the Cup final began, with both teams involved in the only Cup rematches in the 2000s. And being led by generational talents in Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid. And now being down 3-2, the Oilers find themselves in the exact same position the Penguins were in. As we all know, Pittsburgh was able to pull off the comeback and win in 7, thanks largely to some incredible play from Marc-Andre Fleury. So that begs the question, can Edmonton follow in their footsteps? Well, if we go by the numbers, it doesn't seem too far-fetched. If we look at Fleury's numbers in the 09 playoffs, they're actually not too far off from where both Oilers goalies are right now. Considering both Skinner and Picard have had incredible 2-game runs in these playoffs, is it really out of the realm of possibility that one of them gets hot? So sure, heading to Florida for an elimination game isn't the best scenario, but the Penguins proved in 09 that this series is far from over. And if history repeats itself, the Oilers might not be done just yet. We're not even through the finals, but the off-season trade dominoes are starting to fall in the NBA. On Sunday, Memphis and Orlando pulled off a major deal, with Desmond Bane heading to the Magic in a trade that sent 4 first-rounders to the Grizzlies. And what's a dramatic summer if it doesn't involve Kevin Durant? Shams reported Saturday that the Rockets, Heat, and T-Wolves are the front-runners for KD, and also teams he'd be willing to re-sign with next summer. But those aren't the only teams in play. Wendy had this to say about a potential team lurking in the woods.
This is somewhat reminiscent of what happened in 2018 when Kawhi Leonard was a free agent. He had a list of teams he preferred to go to. He had 1 year left on his contract, and the Toronto Raptors were willing to roll the dice as a possible rental. And once again, you don't see Toronto on Durant's list, but the Raptors are one of the teams lurking out there who may be willing to do this without knowing that they can keep Durant on an extension and basically potentially be a rental. And I think there's a couple others, including the Los Angeles Clippers and potentially even the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I'm sick of this teasing Raptors fans, okay? We're constantly being teased. A few summers ago, Masai was reportedly unwilling to move Scotty Barnes in a deal for KD. Now RJ Barrett might be the odd man out, depending on who you ask. Nonetheless, Wendy was the one that hinted a few weeks ago about Toronto being in the market for a big fish. Even if all that Giannis talk was just smoke and mirrors, it sounds like Masai may have other options as well. Alright, so the Dodgers' $700 million investment in Shohei Ohtani already paid off. 50-50 in MVP and a World Series already in the first year of his deal. I mean, what more could they ask for? Oh right, yeah, this guy pitches too. And tonight, Ohtani takes the mound for the first time in 21 months. He will open and pitch an inning or two against the Padres. His first appearance since tearing his UCL with the Angels back in 2023. So what can we expect from him tonight? FanDuel's offering a ton of Ohtani specials in his Dodgers mound debut. With him on a pitch count, they're setting the over-under on strikeouts at 1.5. But if you take the long ball, there's something really enticing on the board. They got him at 11-1 to record a strikeout and hit a home run in his first plate appearance. If we've learned anything, it's never to count out the unicorn. Ohtani had 5 hits and a pair of homers over the weekend to vault LA back into first place in the NL West. And as of now, FanDuel has him as the runaway favorite for MVP. That's it from me from Montreal today. Actually, from Montreal all week. I will be back in Toronto from a special location tomorrow.